Every technique has an early defense, a late defense, and an oh crap defense. In this case, for self-defense, our early defense involves avoiding trouble before it happens. If there are fights in the bar you're in, leave the bar. If you see a problematic person, cross the street. If someone tries to get up close to you, try to maintain distance, not to let them ever put hands on you. Now, life's not perfect, right? So sometimes those things happen, but that's our early defense. Our late defense is if they are able to touch us, right? And so, as I say, we have check down lists where we try to de-escalate and get out of the situation with minimal effort or impact. Sometimes that doesn't work out though. And one of the ways it can't work out, we talked about how if he grabs my collar here, we can break it off, right? 2 hands on one. If I see a grip, I can break a grip. There are grip breaks that we can go over, and we will go over for like all the various configurations of wrist grabs and clothing grabs and neck grabs and all that stuff. But if I can't see his hand, it's tough for me to break the grip. So if Jesse grabs my shoulder, and he grabs a lot of times, like behind here, there's no way for me to break that off. And if I were to try, I'm gonna be out of base and kind of going right into where he wants. So one of my personal check down lists is, don't let them grip you. If they grip you, break the grip. If you can't break the grip, make your own counter grip. And that's what we're gonna do here, and we're gonna use that to do a standing submission. So I'm gonna drop my base and lead with my elbow as my elbow comes over, and I'm gonna strike down at his elbow joint. My palm's gonna turn up. There are a lot of different ways to do the hand grip. There are very few that I would consider wrong, but this is the one I think that is the most powerful. And I grab my own wrist. Now all I'm gonna do is hip in and lift Jesse's elbow, and he's gonna say tap. Right? All these techniques are dangerous, so they should always be drilled slowly and with control. I will try to flag the ones that are especially dangerous because we want to help each other, not hurt each other, so we don't want to jack up our shoulders. I mention this because all of these techniques that I'm going to show you in varying degrees have been proven in either self-defense situations or fights. John Jones tore Glover Teixeira's shoulder in the UFC with this technique because John just hit it quick, right? Because that's a competitive MMA fight at the highest level. And Glover, tough dude that he is, continued to fight, which is insane and incredible. But this is a dangerous technique that you can tear someone's labrum with. It is a bent arm lock. So Jesse grabs my shoulder. Maybe I got surprised, right? Early defense would have been, never let him get in a position where he could grab your shoulder. Late defense, we could break the grip. Now we're kind of in oh no defense because if I can't see the grip, I can't break it. So I'm gonna make sure I'm in base, lead with my elbow, and I want to come down right at his elbow joint, right? Some people go palm to palm like this. I like to go palm up and grab my own wrist because the wrist is pliable, but the bone is not pliable. And now all we're going to do is we're going to lift his elbow while we hip in very gently, right? And you can see how if I just did a quick explosive movement, that could cause real damage to Jesse's shoulder. Once again, as I mentioned a couple times in some of the other videos, if this happens, Jesse grabs, I go for it, and Jesse's like, I don't want any part of that, and let's go, and cool, we win, right? Self-defense is not like MMA. It's not like competition. There are no judges being like, well, Jeff was very defensive and he was backing off, and sure, he took no damage, but boy, he didn't initiate any offense. If I survive, I win, right? If I go home safely, uninjured, I'm okay. So when we show you defenses against these attacks, if he grabs my head and I make him let go of my head, if he grabs my collar, I make him let go of my collar. Grabs my shoulder, I make him let go of my shoulder. Great, we win, right? If he refuses to let go, then he's kind of holding on to a sinking ship, and that's when we're gonna hit the lock. So I'm gonna show you this lock one more time, and then another thing we can do if he still wants to hold on, but makes a foolish decision. So Jesse grabs my shoulder. Drop in base, step in, elbow comes over, palm comes up, grab my own wrist, hip in, he finishes. So like I said, unless I'm just intent on harming him, once Jesse realizes he's in trouble, he has the ability to just let go and extract, right? In which case, good for him, good for me. Can we not fight, please, right? There's one other choice he can make, which is to try to straighten his arm. Because if you train jiu-jitsu and you ever get in a bent arm lock, you will realize you're in trouble. Right? And so some people that are physically intelligent or very adaptable will sort of understand like, uh-oh, and they'll make their arm go straight. This is actually worse. Because now we're gonna go palm to palm, I step my leg across, and this is one of those situations where you have to assess the real level of the threat, because this is not one that you can apply with control. I'm in fact gonna let go of Jesse's arm, And that is an arm break, right? So that is a situation, I'm gonna show you that, and that's gonna be the only time I show it, simply because that's one that you should only use if you are in actual, real physical danger and you're very confident you are in real physical danger. Because unlike the Americana, right, like if the arm stays bent, right, Jesse, get away, right? Feel like I have control over you?
Yeah, I can't get out.
I can apply this slowly and with control and just be like, you gonna be cool? You gonna be cool, right? Whereas the one with the straight arm, there's like just no way to apply this with control. And so that's a situation that you have to make with a threat assessment. So generally speaking, once again, stay out of these situations. If you can't stay out of the situations, break the grip, get out of the situation. If they won't let you break the grip, now we have some things that we can do to defend ourselves.